What's up guys, and happy Halloween. Today's video is going to be a little mix of a few things. Sorry I've been absent the last couple of days. For me, weekends are pretty busy. And quick disclaimer, if some kids come barging in, don't be surprised. I've got both of my kids here today. You can probably hear Cocomelon in the background, unfortunately. But let's get into this video. We've got something to talk about in regards to the Fed. We've got some earnings coming up that I wanted to mention. And first off, we're going to bring TradingView's heat map up. Definitely having a bit of a red day. However, small caps, at least for the most part, are green. But we're going to get into all this on this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You're going to definitely want to stay tuned. We've got a lot of earnings I'm going to be covering over the next few days. I think that's it for the intro, and let's get into it. First off, pulling up TradingView's heat map, you'll see that we've got a sea of red. All the large caps are down. Of course, energy, gas stocks are up. I don't really like to see that. Otherwise, we're generally red across the board, if not a little flat, and we may have a reason why here. And I will leave you guys the link down below if you want to look at it, but we've essentially got another Fed rate hike coming, and you will want to tune in at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, so just a couple of days from this upload. And most folks are calling for a 75 basis point rate hike, meaning a 0.75% rate hike. But after that, we have expectations of a half point, meaning 50%, followed by a quarter point in early 2023. So rates are going to still rise, obviously. However, we may be seeing smaller rate increases very soon. I think the market is attempting to kind of price this in this week, having a little bit of a pullback, and then after we get our rate hike, even if it is the 75 basis point, which we are expecting, I think after that the market can have a slight little pop. However, you do have to realize that this is no more than a bear market rally in my opinion, and I think it's only a matter of time until this little short-term rise comes back to previous lows. And just pulling up the SPY for a little bit of context so you know what I'm talking about, we are in this overall downtrend. However, as of about the middle of October, we have been on a nice little rise. We have this ascending wedge, which actually is bearish. Usually these wedges, if they either go to the downside, they eventually break out to the upside, or if they're going up, they break down to the downside. So we'll see if we break this wedge. I would keep an eye on it. It is tightening up. Typically when stocks tighten up, you start getting a change in direction. So we may tighten up a bit, trade a little sideways, and then just crack this and fall. You are going to want to keep an eye on the overall pattern, but I personally do see the SPY coming back towards these 350 and under levels. And unfortunately, Bitcoin is kind of following the overall market too. Bitcoin's down a bit today. Saw it start pulling back into the market before the market even opened. And it's almost like it's a precursor of what's to come the next day. You start seeing Bitcoin either pull back, you can expect a little pullback in the market the following day. You start seeing Bitcoin pump a little bit, you can expect a pump the following day. Call me crazy, but I have been noticing that lately. And also, you'll see that we did break out of our downtrend, and since that breakout, it has had a nice little pop up into the low $20,000 area. Now, I'm keeping an eye on this kind of a wedge pattern here on Bitcoin. I think it's going to tighten up a little bit, and then we're likely going to fall down a little bit farther. We will see where Bitcoin wants to go. I think it's kind of just going to try to trade with the overall market. I think Wall Street definitely has control right now, and they're going to continue to push it in the direction they please, which is going to be in the overall direction the market goes. Now, one thing that I might have not mentioned earlier is, while yes, a lot of these large caps are dropping, we do have some outliers with oil, with energy rising, but we also have a lot of small caps that are having a nice green day. One such small cap is going to be SoFi, and this one's actually reporting earnings tomorrow. This is going to be before the market, and I will be covering it tomorrow. You'll see that we broke out of this sideways pattern, it tightened up, and then we broke out of it. It's nice to see these small caps slowly rising while the overall market drops. I think that's a good sign, and some people have been calling for a rotation. These small caps are extremely beaten down. Large caps, in my eyes, still have some room to drop. They are still in a downtrend. Meanwhile, a lot of these small caps have been sideways, if not on an uptrend, since May 11. And SoFi is one such stock. Here's its May 11 low right here at 480. You'll see that it kind of tested it right around here recently in the beginning of October, and it did not break its May 11 low, which I think is a great sign. And another great example of a stock doing relatively well while the overall market's been dropping, BNGO. We've got this May 11 low, has not broken it, and it in fact is doubled up from its May 11 low still to this day. Now, Bingo is another one that's going to be reporting earnings soon. I will be covering that as well. If earnings impresses, or if earnings causes it to tank, we may either break this ascending support here that was established since the beginning of May. So if things go bad, you're definitely going to want to watch that support level. And if earnings goes great, you're going to want to watch this descending resistance. We will be testing it before the end of the year. And if I didn't tell you, BNGO is actually reporting on November 3. But it's going to be a very, very busy week this week. A lot of companies reporting, same with next week as well. And we'll see how small caps do. If we start getting some impressive numbers, this rotation could continue. But you know me, in my opinion, Small caps are the way to go. I'm definitely a believer in these small caps lately. And seeing how the trend is changing, seeing how the large caps, if you buy them, you're pretty much going down. I think that some money can exit those and go into these small caps. And as many of you know, when we get a turnaround in the market, typically small caps are the first to recover. They were the first to drop. So in the months moving forward, you're definitely going to want to keep an eye on these small caps. I don't think the pain is over yet, but I also think you pretty much missed the boat on selling. Why sell now? And I do think a lot of these small caps are the place to get into. Definitely going to be a very busy couple of weeks, and we'll see how things go from here. But thanks as always, guys, for watching, and take it easy.